Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think you're well aware that Zelensky, Zaluzny, and many other Ukrainian, sorry, that was the bad word, people in charge of Ukraine stated that the counteroffensive is ready, is prepared, is a matter of hours, a matter of days. They will do it. The Russians will be pushed to Vladivostok. And they were ready. Well, not so fast. This guy called Zelensky, he comes and says, well, I think Ukraine needs more time to prepare for the counteroffensive. Postpone it. Can you believe that? Certainly. Well, let's analyze why Zelensky would come out today and say, well, we need more time. We're not going to do it. So let's see this article coming from Ukrainska Pravda, and it says that Zelensky says Ukraine needs more time to prepare for counteroffensive. Well, look here. I suspect that we will not really see too many pictures of Zelensky. I think it's an old picture, but nevertheless, just looking at it, I think that we will not see Zelensky in the open fields or outside among or between buildings and all that, and under the clear sky. I think he's going to stay mostly inside. You're going to see pictures from now on mostly inside after the attack on the Kremlin. You know what I mean. The thing is, remember when I don't know if you remember, but it was an article that I read this morning. And they said that Putin flanked himself with foreign leaders during the Victory Day parade in Moscow because he was afraid he's going to be blown up if he were by himself. Therefore, he got Lukashenko and two more or something, Kazakhstan and whomever. So he's not going to be bombed by someone. I don't think so. I don't think those guys cared. But then that gets me with to this point. Remember when those drones attacked the Kremlin in Moscow? Where was Zelensky? A surprise visit to Finland. So while those things were going over there, he was going to Finland. Why? Isn't that? Can we use the same logic? Being afraid he's going to be That's exactly what I used when I heard in the morning that he actually paid a surprise visit to Finland, and then from Finland went to the west and west and west and stayed in the west for a few days. I thought for exactly that. He was afraid he's going to be up, and the Russians will not hit the territories where he's at. So if these guys are so fast of using that logic, which makes sense to a certain extent, but I don't think these guys will say, oh, Lukashenko is with Putin, we're not going to blow them up together. They would be like two birds with one stone or rock. The same here. So anyway, let's go back to this. I don't think we're going to see this guy outside from now on. President Zelensky has stated that Ukraine needs more time to launch counteroffensive against Russia, as the military still needs pledged Western aid. Okay, well, that's a good plan, I think. It's a good plan. And I'm quoting, with what we already have, we can go forward and I think be successful, but we'd lose a lot of people. Aww. He's a very empathetic person. But hey, he just, anyway, I think that's unacceptable. See, compare that with the evil Putin, who just sends people against their will to go and invade like hordes of Huns. So we need to wait. We still need a bit more time. So you're gonna lose what? No people when you're gonna have the counteroffensive, are you telling me? Anyway, or less people. Zelensky described the combat brigades, which have been trained in particular by NATO countries. Are these volunteers? Are these brigades coming from the NATO countries as NATO military under the disguise of brigades, combat bigger brigades, or volunteers or not? Well, we're going to find out after the war is over in about 7 years or so. So he described these combat brigades as ready, but said these forces still need some things, including armored vehicles, which are arriving in batches. Very good. You got now long-range missiles from the Brits and more to come. Recently, the Ukrainian authorities have reportedly tried to reduce expectations of a breakthrough both publicly and privately. Well, I'm glad you said this one, guys. That's very honorable of you. A senior government official, speaking on condition of anonymity, said that Ukraine's leaders, and I'm quoting, understood that they need to be successful, end quote, but this operation should not be seen as a silver bullet in the war. Zelensky also voiced confidence that the Ukrainian military would advance, warning of the risk of a frozen conflict, which, in his word, Russia was counting on. Well, I think this is your silver bullet, because you're not going to get many more weapons from the West for long. That's my assessment. Why? Because there are limits, obviously, and I think you guys reached your limits in a few months, and then you're done. And why do you think that the Russians are counting on that? Okay, anyway, don't they want to finish? They don't want to fulfill their 4 points? The reason why they invaded? Oh, I'm sorry, it was unprovoked. Jesus Christ. But you can still say that, hey, it was unprovoked, but they want to subjugate Ukraine and do this. Oh, yeah, I think we can still use it the same way. They want their 4 points, criminal points, and it was unprovoked points. Okay. Got it. See how I did some gymnastics, intellectual gymnastics, mental gymnastics to find the answer? For Kiev, any outcome that disappoints the West could mean less military support. No, or mean we need to give you more, because that's what these guys have been doing. We're losing, we need more. Hey, come over here and see what happened to this building. Oh, see, that's because of you. Give us more, and that will not happen. So this is bullshit right here, okay? Disappoints the West could mean less military. No, on the contrary, will mean more. What could mean more, because that means, hey, we need more so we can defend the Russians. Everyone will have an idea, but they can't pressure Ukraine into surrendering territories. Why should any country of the world give Putin its territory, end quote. Well, this is a very infantile rhetorical question, or questions, or question and statement actually, but anyway. First, if you look at historical events, the thing with giving your territory to Russia, it's from the Russian perspective and historical perspective, is disputable. The same with the territories Ukraine has from Poland, Romania, Hungary. So that's a lot of countries that are now in Ukraine that did not exist before those countries had those territories. Those were taken by Soviet Union and given to you. So we are formed from other countries' territories. Is that a fact? It is a fact. You don't like it? I don't care. Facts don't care about your feelings. Remember that one. Zelensky also denied Russian accusations that Ukraine was behind the drone attack on the Kremlin. Well, we don't know, but as you make statements, so can they. So when you say it was an unprovoked attack, without ignoring what the Russians are saying, I think they can claim the same thing about the drone attack without caring what you say. Why do you think everything should be painted only the way you want it? Well, because we are the forces of good and shut up, right? Right, but you're free. You're free, you live in the free world. The Ukrainian president said that the attack could have been a false flag operation by Russia. Correct, could be. He also dismissed concerns about losing US support if President Joe Biden is not re-elected in 2024. Of course, because it's not he who decides that. It's the military-industrial complex, banking system and all that. So yeah, you definitely correct about that one. Zelensky believes Ukraine enjoys bipartisan support in the Congress, US Congress, and voiced confidence that the country will gain victory by then. Well, what happens, let's say this, what happens if this happens in the United States? Let's say it doesn't matter who gets what house, the House, the Senate, the presidency, let's say it doesn't matter. And let's say the population, you conduct opinion polls, and the opinion polls that are 80%, I'm just making up a number, 80% say we don't want to give any more aid to Ukraine. Do you think that those elected officials, bipartisan support, do you think they will listen to their constituency? Do you think they're going to listen to their voters? No, they will not. They will do whatever the thing that keeps them together will tell them. So yes, don't give me that BS. Is a bipartisan. It's bipartisan because they are on the same side, not on the people's side. The mass media is working hard to create, to change and shape the public opinion into showing legitimacy of the decisions made by Biden or by whomever over there. Doesn't matter if it's Biden or even if, let's say Trump gets, or someone who says, you know what, I want that stopped right now in Ukraine. I give you 90% that would not happen. I don't think those orders will be followed. I don't think so. And that could be happen in at least 3 ways, or maybe 4. But let's go with the first one. The president will get sick. Okay? The president might have an accident, heart attack, or, some stroke, something like that. Okay? Sick. The president will come and tell, I changed my mind. Right? I'm gonna, or he's gonna say that in front of us, but will not give an order. And the other one, which I think is gonna be one of the most probable, nobody would listen to him. Yes, I said it. Nobody would listen to him. You don't believe me? Look at Trump. When Trump was president, he said many things, and he told his agencies that work for him to start that investigation, to do this, to do this, to do this. They didn't do anything. When he said, well, you should withdraw troops from Syria, they said, yeah. Did they do it? No. And many others, many other decisions that he said, at least, I said this, I order, not, he didn't say order, he said, I can't remember the word, I tried it like 5 times already in my head, I couldn't find. I instructed, but it was not instructed, something else. But you know what I mean? The DOJ or the FBI or CIA or the military to do this, did they do it? They ignored him, and he changed the heads of all these departments like 5 times. I'm exaggerating, but anyway, and they didn't do it. So it's the same here. Let's say Zaluzny says, okay, the chief of the Ukrainian military, the general, he said, okay, guys, stop that. We don't want to fight anymore. And the army, the guys that are supposed to communicate further, and then further, disseminate the order, they will not do it. What are you going to do? You're going to be probably locked in a room with a few guys with an AK ready, and you're going to be sitting over there, which I'm not sure that doesn't happen right now. What is he going to do? Nothing. Because after all, the president is surrounded by secret services, right? Secret service man. Do you think those guys are his men? His guys? No, they answer to another guy that tells them, hey, he is an asset. He needs to be kept on. What do you think they're going to say? Mr. President, is that true? I tell you that because when you receive a paper with an investigation and you're over there, this is what happened. You don't know that was given by those guys. It's an order. You have to do it. You know what I mean? You have to do it. When they tell you, when those guys just are pawns. Like a gun. Someone uses them and they're going to just shoot. The same. Hey, he is this. He's not going to say, is he really? No, that's his job, to follow orders. Now, who's the guy who's going to give them the orders? The president? I don't think so. The president is not going to give him an order. Someone else is going to give him an order. He's not going to go, hey, is it true that you are a Russian asset? These guys told me to, keep an eye on you and all that. Can you tell me? Do you think that's how the Secret Service will do? No, just stay over there. Okay, got it. And that's it. This guy will not even know what's going on around him. You think he's a prisoner of other institutions? I think so. Could be. Possible. Do I have the evidence? Oh, I have historical evidence. And if you think that these things here don't deal with humans and interests the same as they dealt all this history that we have, then I don't know what to tell you. Do you think these are special? They voted for Obama twice. They voted for Biden. They voted for Clinton. Does it show you that they're kind of like sophisticated bunch? They voted for, in the bunch, for Kamala Harris. So don't tell me about sophistication and, all right? No, this is, yes, I said it. How do you expect? I mean, you can see through Biden, you can see, I'm going to pick on them only right now, okay? I'm not going to pick on the entrepreneur building businesses and whatever buildings. Not that guy. I can take Bush as well. I forgot about him. Okay, but these guys were voted in the office. Look when when they are the primaries in the two parties that we have. Look who are over there for us to vote. And the ones that we might think, oh, I think this guy is telling the truth, or at least he's, he's what, having 1-2%, and the weasels are coming. Jeb Bush was over there next to Trump, and let's say Rand Paul was at the end. Can you believe that? Yeah, because that's the way it is. And you tell me about the sophistication of the U.S. electorate. Well, I don't think so. Bring the evidence. Bring me the evidence. Give me some. AOC is over there, just to mention a few. Schumer is there. Pelosi is there. Feinstein is there. And what's the other? Swallow Well is there, of California. Come on. Those are all good people, very smart. And that's another one that is from California. She's dumb as a rock. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I can't say it because people also go say, oh my God, that's, ooh. Yes, she's dumb as a rock. That's what she is. I can't remember her name, but I'll make a video on her soon. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, so stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Postponed.